What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Gamerverse Wolverine versus Silver Samurai, continuing on with our Marvel vs. Capcom action figures. So in this pack, of course, we got Wolverine and Silver Samurai. Both look really cool. Of course, getting another version of Wolverine. We always have so many Wolverines, so adding another. But this one does look a little bit different from the others, so not exactly a repeat, so nice to have just different design. And then we also get a new updated version of Silver Samurai, so that'll be nice. So at least I hope he's updated. It looks like color-wise and stuff, he'll be different, but we'll have to see how much he compares there. And then we'll spin around the back, but you can kind of see here, we do get effects for both characters. So we get the big shuriken for Silver Samurai and then two slash effects for Wolverine. And if we spin around to the side, of course, we like the 16-bit designs with both our characters there on the box. But if we spin around to the back, we can see those effects. So Wolverine with his claws and Silver Samurai shooting off that shuriken there with some of our other characters labeled as playable characters. So very cool design overall for this 2-pack. So I'm excited to check these figures out. So let me get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So we're going to start off with Wolverine, who is James Howlett. Now he's a mutant with a powerful healing factor, skeleton reinforced with adamantium steel, retractable claws, and animal-like senses. So of course I'm pulling all this information from the game information, so that's what they have for him. But looks good overall for this Wolverine. Now this is a much chunkier and looks like probably even taller Wolverine. I don't have every single Wolverine to compare it to, but just overall from what I will show you, that's what it looks like here. So it looks good, more in that nice classic 90s Jim Lee style outfit. Of course he wore a similar outfit to this. It's not really specifically Jim Lee, but that's just always what I think of. But looks good overall with this design. So love, of course, the yellows and blues, everything like I said, very classic for Wolverine. One thing that really stands out with this one specifically is the big fins on his head. So he has the big wings or whatever, fins, ears, whatever you want to call them there, out to the side, really big on this one. And it's even down on his boots as well. So he has the little horns off to the side of his boots as well, but they're really big on this one. So love that they have that big design on him. Then we get a nice growling face there with this teeth clench code. Looks very mad and angry for this version. Like I said, definitely have the yellow and blue outfit, tiger stripe designs. We get the blue shoulder pads up there on his arms. Nice arm designs with the hair sort of drawn in and lines there with a single elbow joint, which is kind of different. We haven't at least had that for quite a while, and much thicker arms it seems like as well. Then down to the hands, of course, the blue gloved hands with the claws. We get the nice long claws there sticking out, which look nice with the nice design. So love how they're thin there and they get wider towards the end. Blue underwear with the red belt with the X logo, the yellow pants as well, and big thick thighs there, and then those blue boots with the big fins on the top as well. So just overall nice design. Looks just like Wolverine, but it is a different design that we've not seen all the time. But for moments, his head will twist all the way around. He'll look down that far, so he does have the hinge there, so he can look all the way down that far and then up that far as well. So you get nice hinge, of course, pretty stiff there, but it does hinge back and forth. Then we get the shoulders that do come up to 90 with a little bit of a butterfly, not much though, and will rotate around there as well. Then we get the bicep twist, so twist there at the top of the arm, and then the single elbow joint will bend there to 90 with rotation in it as well. We get the wrist, they'll twist all the way around, and it has the hinge back and forth ham. Then we get the ab crunch, so we get the upper ab crunch there, so we get probably a dumbbell joint or whatever, so crunch back and forth and twist all the way around. And then at the waist we also get a little bit of a crunch and twist all the way around, which again is not something we usually get with Wolverine, so a little bit different there. The hips will come up to 90 and out to the side. We get the thigh twist all the way around, the double knee joint that will bend up that far to back, kicking himself in the butt. No shin twist at the top of his boot, but the foot will flex back and forth. Feels a little stiff there. We have flex back and forth and twist side to side. So pretty nice design overall. Like I said, it does seem a little bit thicker and have some different joints and just a little bit different stuff going on for Wolverine. Maybe some other Wolverines have had this in the past. I'm just not remembering. But just to show you the comparison, I will go ahead and bring in our I think it's the X-Men 97 one, just because I have very similar outfit designs and stuff. But you can see the height difference and all that, just how much bigger the one from the game is compared to our X-Men 97. But like I said, outfit design wise, very similar, but you can see a difference in the arms. They're still both big arms, but this new one has much bigger arms, and the thighs, it's just crazy how much bigger the thighs are on this one. So just weird different design, super roided up version of Wolverine it seems like, which is overall pretty cool. Now for accessories, he does come with some additional hands, so fist hands if you don't want the claws, but come on now, it's Wolverine, we always got to have the claws. It's not too noticeable, but did try to pose up Wolverine there just a little bit at least. And to go go along with that, we do get some effects as well. So effects are kind of a big thing with the game, but this is really the first time we got these sort of effects with it. So for Wolverine, we get two big claw slashes. I think it's the Berserker Barrage effects from the game. So with these two big claw slashes, so his claws, and it has the design where you can connect them together. So you just kind of do like an X design with them with the little pegs on this one. So you just put one onto the other. So you can put them into an X design like that, and you can adjust them to have a little higher different spots. But then they have the little peg designs on the back here that we didn't get a little stand that we can hook it into. So you just get this little stand and can make it into this X form that will then sit up off the ground. So you have this little like X slash, like the attack to people. I'm not sure how to position this to get it to look good and get it to stand up. So you can like place that in front of Wolverine like he did his Berserker Barrage with claw moves there against his opponent. So nice to have that a little effect to go with Wolverine. Not something I'd probably really use for anything, but it's just nice that it is included at least. So that's just a nice claw effect there that we can give to Wolverine for that. So pretty cool overall for this design. Like I said, another Wolverine, especially in this outfit design, but like I showed body wise and stuff build, he is different than we've got with a lot of Wolverines. So it is at least nice to get something new and different. And this pack also includes Silver Samurai, which is Kinuichio Harada, which is a mutant with the ability to generate a tachyon energy field within his body and channel it through a sword to cut through almost anything. And he wears a steel alloy armor. So it looks pretty good for him. Now this is a lot, I was going to say a lot of reuse. It is a lot of new as well, but the arms and legs are complete reuse from our past Silver Samurai. And then of course they darkened up his colors, which I don't like that too much. I like the nice brighter silvers, especially for Silver Samurai. And when I saw pictures, from the game, he looked much brighter, but they really darkened the gray with this one, so not sure what that design choice was there. But he has the nice helmet design with the big like samurai inspiration, for his helmet and outfit and all that stuff. So like the big horns on his head with a little bit of red, that's good. Nice gritting teeth and partly mask there covering his face. Then we get the big nice red logo there on his chest, very Japanese inspiration and stuff, so that looks good with the circle with the red radiating off of it. We get the nice big shoulder pads, which are crazy ridiculous on here. They're just pegged into the shoulders. I assume they'd be able to come out. I'm not sure if they're glued in or anything, but you probably get those, just they move and all that. But nice big shoulder pads like they are in the game. Then we get the like baggier sleeves into the gloves. Again, the whole arms are complete reuse from the last one. Get a nice skirting piece again, supposed to be all in metal here, but nice softer plastic, so you can get that to move out of the way for movements and all that. And then the legs exactly reused from the last one as well. So baggier pants legs into the boot designs there on his feet. So it just looks good overall. Like I said, wish the color was a little bit better, but otherwise I think this looks pretty good. And it would be nice over to have upgrade and stuff with the pinless joints and everything, just have a complete upgraded figure. But it does make sense that they would reuse stuff where they could. But for movements, the head will twist all the way around. Of course, with that helmet could cause some issues, but twist all the way around and then look down. It is on a hinge joint, so you think it can move better, but it's just real stiff and not really getting any movements, it seems like. So just a little back and forth there, it seems. Then the shoulders will come up to 90 and rotate around. Now you can probably get it to rotate all the way around. You just have to deal with that shoulder pads. But you get bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends up that far. We get the wrist that'll twist all the way around, and it has the hinge up and down there. Then we get the ab crunch, so just under chest crunch back and forth and twist all the way around. And then at the waist we get a twist around, now kind of fighting with the belt design and stuff there. Then down to the hips, we get the hips that come up that far, not all the way to 90, but not far off from it. Out to the side there, get a thigh twist all the way around. The double knee joint that will bend back that far at least, so not too bad, but not the best. Get a shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot flex back and forth and twist side to side. So decent movements overall, obviously not the best, but not too bad at all for him. And to compare him, here is our older Silver Samurai. So again, I like a lot more silver and stuff, like bright shiny silver of this one, but I do like the overall design of this Silver Samurai. I just think it looks much better than this one. But then, like I said, wish the color was a lot lighter and all that. But you can see there the leg reuse, arm reuse, that sort of stuff. But obviously doesn't have all this additional sort of armor there on his midsection and everything, and different design. This one came with 2 swords and stuff as well, where this one only comes with 1. So like I said, although color side wise, I do really like this one a little bit more. Now for his accessories, we do get a katana for him that comes in a nice see-through blue color, which is pretty cool. So we can put this into his hand. Now I do like that other one. Of course, it did come with 2 swords, but how it had the like slots on its belt where you could store it on its belt as well. So that was pretty cool. Wish this would sort of have it, but with it just having the 1 sword, it makes more sense. We could just leave it in his hand. Then we do get an effect for it as well, which is the Thunder Sword from the game. So we do get this big blue into like the darker blue purple color effect that can go onto the sword. I'm not really sure how it goes on it. It just know it slides onto the sword somehow. So maybe like that. And it shows in the game, you know, like him holding the sword straight up with that lightning effect on there, thunder effect, I guess it is, on the sword. So you just get that effect, which I think looks cool, nice design wise. I just don't really know exactly what I do with it besides just leaving it on the sword like this and having it just as a big effect on his sword, like in trying to pose him up for fighting and all that. But like Wolverine, we also get the effect for him of the shuriken burst effect. So we get this nice see-through orange shuriken that flies through the sky. And just like the one with Wolverine, it also comes with a little display thing that we can stick on. So it has the section that we can peg this into and then sit in front of him. So it's like he's shooting the shuriken out at his opponents. Of course, it's pretty low there to the ground, but you can have that. So it's shooting out now this nice see-through effect there, flying through the sky at his opponents. So pretty cool, I guess. But again, with the effects, they always have him like so low to the ground. It doesn't really work that well or anything, but it's still cool overall to have it come with Silver Samurai. And as I mentioned, overall, I do really like this Silver Samurai. But there we can have the showdown of our Gamerverse Wolverine versus Silver Samurai. So both are pretty cool. Like I said, really like this Wolverine, just having a new like bigger figure body design, much thicker overall with these slash effects I think are pretty cool. Like I said, don't really know how to really interpret them, just sort of having them here like they're fighting against each other. And then for Silver Samurai, like I said, I do really like this one, so I'd probably switch it out over that last Silver Samurai. I just wish, like I said, the colors were bright. I don't know why they went with such a dark gray for it, but like the blue effect with the sword and all that, that's all pretty cool. And his shuriken effect there as well. Again, won't be using the shuriken or the slashes and stuff because, like I said, way too big and don't really know how to get them posed to look that good. But overall, pretty cool for this 2-pack. So let me know what you thought of both these figures down in the comments. And if you enjoyed my review, let me know with that like and hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.